of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. We thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us again. Once again, we're here tonight, Jock Brothers. Let us make man. I'm your brother, Brother Ahmed. We have a special show for you tonight. A powerful tag team, husband and wife, who are blessed to share some of their knowledge and wisdom and understanding through their hard works dealing with this topic, marriage and faith. But first, let's start it off with our co-hosts, two hardworking soldiers who keep me on my toes and inspire each one of us. We inspire each other to meet and overcome obstacles, all obstacles in our path. First, let me introduce my brother. He's a father, he's a businessman, he is an entrepreneur, and a licensed what? Real estate agent. My brother, please contact him if you need anything regarding commercial or private properties, sales. My brother, please bring him on with a warm round of applause, Brother Warithdeenmohammed.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you for tuning in once again, supporting the best podcast anywhere, the Jock Brothers. And we got a serious show for you today, so I hope you really enjoy. Thank you, Brother Ahmed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, my brother, a father, a businessman, entrepreneur, owner of a waste management company. I mean, what else doesn't he do? My brother, bring him on with a warm Jock Brothers round of applause, Brother Muhammadali.
There he is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jock Nation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Jock Nation, it's so good to see you again. It seemed like we just left you yesterday. Time is moving so fast. But look, we got a beautiful show for you tonight. Our sister and our brother, who are regular contributors to the Jock Brothers podcast, and we thank them for coming on. They have a wonderful, wonderful show. It's very dear to our heart, this topic, so definitely we want you to tune in. But look, Jock Nation, we still need your help. We are still on our drive, and we will hope that you would back us on this drive. We want to get the greatest newspaper on the planet behind the prison, behind the jail walls. We need your help. We need your support. We're asking you to donate to our Cash App, $Jock Bros, $Jock Bros. This is our prison initiative. Our prison initiative is to get the final call behind the prison walls to our brothers and sisters who desire the final call. We also ask that if you have someone who you would like to send the final call to, we ask you to go to jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com and give us their information. Please send us their information, whatever facility they're in, and all of their information. And inshallah, as those who donate, we will get that paper to them ASAP. So we ask you, Jock Nation, please support. We also ask you to spread the word. Let the people know that Jock Brothers, they have a great show. So go to our jockbrothers.com on YouTube, like and subscribe. So we thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy yourself tonight. Back to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Brother Jack. All right, let's get into the show. I'm going to introduce our guests. It's a tag team, a husband and wife, but the husband will be here shortly. He's handling husband duties. Praise be to Allah. So, Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia Muhammad have been in the process of becoming married for the last 30 years. That means we are celebrating 30 years this year. Am I right, sister?
Yes, sir. July 4th, inshallah. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. They are high school sweethearts. They are parents of 6 children. They are active registered members and believers in the Nation of Islam under the leadership and guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for nearly 30 years. Brother Marcus is also the director of the Youth and Adult Intervention Services and Training Institute. He is nationally recognized He is a nationally recognized motivational speaker and trainer of both youth and adults. Sister Sophia is a manager of the Chime Solution Company. She is also an independent consultant for immunotech research. Cecilia and Marcus are both NOI auditors. Together, they have produced hundreds of motivational CDs and other books. 11 books now they have produced, plus they have two newly released books coming very soon, which is going to total 13 books. Please give a warm round of applause for our sister right now, but our brother is coming shortly. To Cecilia Muhammad, thank you for joining us. A warm Jock Brothers round of applause. Bring it on.
It's my pleasure to be here once again with my brothers, and thank you so much for all the work that you do to open up people's eyes to the truth.
Praise be to Allah. Now, Brother Kawi, could you bring that screen up again? I just wanted to introduce first your website, The Marriage Keepers, and I just wanted you to go over some of the books and products. If to our listening audience, if you have anyone in your family who's getting ready to get married or who's having difficulty in marriage, whose family members, please direct them to this website, themarriagekeepers.com. Themarriagekeepers.com. That's Sister Cecilia. Hold on, Brother Kawi. So we're going to just scroll through these books. If you could just kind of briefly just give a summary of just some of the information you have on this website.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll be happy to. And I just want to open up in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is indeed his messenger and servant to us all today. With our books, most of our books, like you see here, Courtship to Marriage, Universal Singles Tips. Let me see, which one is that one? Universal Marriage Tips. The next one is What Do Men and Women Really Need from Each Other? Tips for Blended Families. Most of our books come from dealing with counseling couples, singles, family units, and we give you actual tips to practice every day, because we receive the theory, we receive what God would be pleased with. And these books are designed to actually open it up. Like if you're a single brother or sister, open it up, and it's giving you universal tips as a single person, what you should be doing and while you're single. For our married couples, tips. I remember one Savior's Day, we had a brother and sister that came back to our vending table, and they bought about 3 or 4 books. And they said, we're giving it to some of the newly married couples because they say it's 200 tips. They take a tip a day and practice it. And when they get to 200, they'll start all over again. Because again, the tips are designed to help us insert tools that we need to make our marriages healthier and happier, because we have learned some things that are very toxic for relationships. So now that we have received God's wisdom, we have to implement that wisdom by practicing it on a daily. And that's what our books are designed to do, to give you actual tips you can do every day.
Yes, man. There's a page 2 on that, Brother Kawi. If you go
yes,
on that,
it is a page 2 as well. And you have ebooks there, because some of them you will see repeat. Some of them are ebooks there where you can pay and download it right then and there. And then you have the actual books itself that you can order to have a book in your hand. Because some of us, we still, like me, we like the book and underlining and, all that good stuff. So we have it both ways. And again, it's still a work in progress.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, man, we thank you so much.
And one of our newest books there, like I said, if you scroll down, brother, the last one, there you go right there. That one there, the leadership, marriage leadership, how to lead your wife and families during these troubled times. That book, by Allah's grace, was produced and finished, matter of fact, before COVID hit.
Wow.
So that book was really designed, because we hear it all the time, where women want to sit, they want to step back and let the man lead. And so these books are designed to do just that, give the man tips that he can practice every day to lead his family, especially if we don't know what that looks like. What does it look like to righteously try to lead our family to success?
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. And I'm just so inspired that these books are produced by both of you together.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. There's nothing like a.
I have a question about this statement you just made, that sisters want to step back and allow the man to lead.
Yes.
And when you watch, because of the death of Kevin Samuels, you have everybody as a relationship guru now. I mean, it's so many, and especially brothers. I see a lot of brothers that's teaching on relationship, and it was strange to me. But most men don't think that, according to these conversations that I'm listening to. And I don't know, is it, do you think it's because of their personal relationships? I don't know. I don't even know how to phrase the question, because just really to hear him talk about it, it's upsetting to me. Like it's weird to me. It's like, but they have, our brothers have so much, it's like underpin anger about it, And how would you speak to that?
Well, by Allah's graces, I always refer to our training as FOI for our brothers, and as MGT and GCC. We are in the classroom of a God. That means we are shedding off of consistently battling and fighting the Negro of self. That Negro was made in America. That Negro is dependent on master. And we know who master is. The white man who runs this world. That's who we depend on. So when we receive our belief that we are taught by Master Farad Muhammad, which was given to us by the most honorable Elijahmuhammad, and the ministers bearing witness to both of them by what he has given us. So if you are in the classroom of a God, then what are we doing? What are we being trained for? We're being trained to bring in a whole new world reality. That reality is putting us back in the proper order. And that's why we was on another show somewhere, and I said, once we understand what God's order is, there's really no conversation after you understand that. I mean, how do you combat that? The order is God, man, woman, child. The man is the head of that household. You are guiding your family spiritually, mentally, morally. You are the head. So if you are the head and I am there as your helpmeet at your side to help you meet the goals and objectives that you decide for the family, and we have discussed, we went back and forth, you're getting my thoughts, you're getting my opinion, then you're looking at the whole picture. But when you live in a society where the Black woman has always had to be the strong one because there was no man there to help her. So if you're saying that our households, quote unquote, is 70% single women, they're by themselves. So when you get that man now who comes and he wants to take his rightful place, it's going to be a process, because you're dealing with generational, from slavery to today, where the woman had to step up to cover down on anything that was not there. Even as a helpmeet with a husband, if something needs to be taken care of, I'm here to help my husband meet whatever the objectives are. So we're going to stand up and do what we have to do. So when you have this generational from slavery, then we understand that, okay, this is the mentality. So you say, well, I'm the man, I'm coming in and I'm going to take charge. Okay. She gonna watch you do little stuff first. Is he taking care of the little stuff? Okay, he said he gonna pay the bill. The phone was disconnected. The lights was turned off. Okay, she went and she paid the bill. What does that do? That tear down the respect that she's looking at you at. But again, that woman who's going to be patient and be there with you. But like I tell our brothers all the time, you have to understand, if you have a woman who's always had to be in charge and make things happen, she's looking for that man of God to come and make it happen. Make your word bond. And if your word can't be bond, then say, baby, I'm going to need a little bit, but we got to be truthful. We got to be honest. And some of us are not truthful and we're not honest. Like we say, what? The Quran tells us man is the maintainer. Exactly correct. There's no denying that God put that in place. However, honesty comes in to say, well, babe, future courtmate,
come on now.
This is how much I have right now.
Right.
But we're going to work together to get it where I can take over the bills eventually. You have to work to make that happen. So if you have to work to make that happen, be honest about it. Be upfront. Be transparent about what we can and cannot do. She's here to help you. We're here to make our word bond. So when I hear these different shows, oh, woman is a gold digger,
right.
woman is this, and woman is that, I'm like, sir,
man, me too.
Sir,
come on, man.
You are totally, your mind is not on the line of divine. What is the nature in which God created the man? And Mother Tanetta, may Allah be pleased with her, she wrote a book called Women in Islam. And she wrote in there the one degree that the man has above the woman is that God gave you dominion and power over everything on the earth. He didn't just say, oh, I just gave you power over everything in your house. He said everything on the earth. So in order for that kind of power to even be realized, you can't connect to something inferior than God himself. And that's what we've been connected to, God himself. As our brother said earlier, he said what? Overcome all obstacles in our path. Well, whatever comes is an obstacle in our path that we must meet and overcome. So to listen to most of the time, I'm being honest with you. I don't listen to that stuff. I don't listen to it because it's going against the grain of my brain that God is trying to create within me, which is trying to make us into gods and not niggas, coons, and shines, and someone that's running from the responsibilities that God naturally gave us to be able to handle and deal with.
I agree with you, sister. I can't listen to it either, but I do hear sound bites. They come across, it comes across the screen and whatnot. But I just wanted to know how you would connect, because you started off as if you're dealing with believers, but if you're dealing with those who in the age range of 30, who a lot of them talking like they don't believe in God, they believe in they spiritual. This is the language now. I don't believe in a God. I believe in a higher power or a spirit. But I just heard how you connected, how you made that connection, which is a very, very, very pertinent, very good argument that you just gave us. So thank you for your answer.
I wanted to jump on that as well, because they make the finances such a big object when it comes to the marriage. But what you said earlier about the man sitting with his mate or court mate and going over the bill, now he has to have some level of intelligence. Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan said you can't, I don't care what your finances are, but you can't be ignorant in coming into a situation with your court mate or a new wife. But that took some kind of intelligence for him to even sit down and be able to communicate that with her. My question would be, though, so what, from a sister standpoint, what should women be looking for when they're entering or looking for a husband or mate, even if they were married already and maybe they didn't go into it that way, but they still have time to work on those things in the marriage, correct?
Right. I was asked this by some sisters a couple of weeks back, and I said this to them.
Even if
In this day and time, the question to ask a brother is, what is your vision and ideas that you have for the future? Because if I'm your helpmeet, I want to make sure that I can fit into the vision that you have for the future. If what I'm currently doing and what you're doing and desirous of doing, do we have a commonality in that vision? Because again, we're going back to what our purpose is in the Nation of Islam. We're building the kingdom of God on earth, which means we need our own doctors, lawyers, every field in life, education, schools, everything we need in the mindset of God. So as members of the nation, as Black people, as people on the earth, we're trying to do something different than what we see, which is God's way of doing things. So if I'm a FOI or a MGT, because I'm an MGT, not FOI, I wait for my husband to do that part, but MGT, it would be to ask those questions, because again, if I'm a nurse, or if I'm a nurse, or if I'm a teacher and I want to open up my own school, or my aspiration is this as a sister, then I'm looking for the brother who may be interested in education, or a brother who's already a teacher. But we need to find out, do our future goals come together? Because you cute in your bow tie, you got muscles, all of that. But at the end of the day, what is the factor that's going to continue our relationship into the years and the future? What are you looking at for grandchildren, great-grandchildren? What kind of legacy are you wanting to see? If you are man, God, woman, child, you have a vision that you want to see. If you have no vision, if you have no get up and go, the minister said a sister cannot help you do nothing. So if you're a brother that, oh, baby, I work my 8 hours, I'm good. No, you're not good, brother. You work your 8 hours to make some money. Now we got to work another couple of hours before bed to work on our future plans.
That's right.
Because God didn't come to make us just sit down and be comfortable being average. He came to make you extraordinary. And that's the problem. When you get around sisters that are ready to help you become extraordinary and you are mediocre, that's why you don't want to deal with the sister, because she's going to put some fire under you, because she's growing closer to God. So if a woman is submitting her entire being to the Creator, do you think she's going to settle for mediocrity?
That's right.
That's not in her nature. The minister told us, and we've heard the minister say, he said, it's in her nature to zoom in on your deficiencies and help you to become a better you. And vice versa, you help her to become a better her.
Right. And that's another thing I wanted to chime in on, the marriage. So now we're all coming into marriage, and okay, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have this, I have that. But where does marriage is supposed to help develop and strengthen our character. And what you just said just kind of answered all that. You know, we come in one way, but we can still develop each other, develop and strengthen each other's character. Yes, ma'am.
So see, I did a little research before the show on divorce rates, and it's it was pretty staggering. So I just want to go over a couple of right quick, and then I'm gonna ask my question thereafter. It says that 41% of our first time marriages end in divorce. 50% overall. Now, it didn't say which ethnic group had the most divorces, but it did say women have a higher divorce rate than a marriage rate. Clearly, this has been an issue over the last few years in terms of divorce rates, and I guess that'll be the overall motivation behind yourself and brother Marcus, crusade to save marriages. That's probably the best description for it. Please tell me. Of course, that's probably the motivation. But what are some of the issues that you get more often in terms of issues with marriages potentially falling apart? What kind of things do your workshop provide that targets preventing those particular issues, or at least bringing them to light so they can be resolved?
Definitely the first part that we designed a marriage diagnostic when we counsel couples. And we designed that with our Western Regional Minister, Brother Abdul Malik Saeed, over there in California. And the first part is spiritual. Are you praying? Are you studying? Are you reading the Quran? Why is that important? Because the minister said to us, we are not sufficient for each other without God in that relationship. Mm-hmm. Two Negroes together without God is going to be destructive. Right. We're going to revert back to my favorite word is niggatry. We're going to revert back to that if we don't have God in it. That's why when we are in divorce or in talking divorce, the first thing we're asking is, are y'all praying together? Mm. And most of the time, before we even get into it, it's because the spiritual has left the house. Mm. The minister said that when our patience is short because we are not studying, we are not praying. So if my love is, what he said, if love is thick, faults are thin. But if faults are thick, love is thin. Mm. So when I'm looking at you and I'm seeing all your faults and I'm criticizing, I'm condemning, I'm complaining, this is all you hear from me, then I have to check myself. Whoa, wait a minute. When was the last time I prayed? Oh, baby, we need to pray together. Because it's starting spiritually. Because when you're studying, you're able to take more. Your breast opens to take more. You're less quick to get angry because we're consistently in that realm of thought, of praying, of fasting, on thinking of the words of Allah. Get to the point where, you know what? I'm not in my right mind right now. Let me go listen to a lecture on, let me go listen to Final Call Radio right now. Let me turn on the words of God right now because I need the God in my life. And as I'm talking about, I need the God. Here comes
Speaking of God, he walks in.
He coming.
So that is one of the first parts to the question, Brother Kwawi, is that we are not spiritually studying and praying together. The next one is when we hit a issue in the marriage, in the relationship. Is it the issue or is it that individual person? We are in a spot where that person has to do some self-development, some self-correction, because your spouse, your significant other is experiencing you on all levels. And what happens in marriage, that's why it's half of our faith, because marriage is helping us to become a God in the process of dealing with the trials and tribulations and adversities that come in the marriage. And when it comes and your spouse say, well, honey, I asked you such and such and such, and you didn't tell me the truth. And then they keep finding more non-truths and more non-truths are being told. So now, baby, I realized that maybe you have a little lying problem. You see, that's that person's self-development there that I'm experiencing you. So this is going to cause arguments. So the biggest thing after spirituality is self-development, that your spouse, and before your spouse came into your life, you had those issues and they're just being confronted with it because you brought that baggage in a relationship and never worked on it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And we wanted to go over some of the demands that marriage. Well, let's welcome brother.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm sorry. Assalamu alaikum, sir. We was doing all right.
We was gonna go right past you, brother.
All right. She can handle it. I can promise you that.
Praise Allah.
Thank you for coming on. Would you like to say anything to our listening audience?
I'm just very happy to be here, brother. Happy to be part of this amazing show with you and your team here. Thank you all so very much for allowing us this opportunity to promote the 12th annual marriage retreat. www.themarriagekeepers.com. www.themarriagekeepers.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get into that a little later in the show. We really
we still waiting on the check to clear, brother Marcus. Hold on, we gonna get that later in the show.
we really want to promote this event, but we really wanted to touch on some of the aspects and the duties of marriage, the patience and the commitment, and the hard work that you both put in. All the books and all the counseling, all the countless hours of study and prayer, sacrifice from your family. We really wanted to thank you. That's part of the closing, but
we do this because we love, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why we do it. It's not a paycheck attached to this. It's because we love, and seeing us get married to each other and try to find the path to unity, that is enough for us.
Now, how do you both feel when you see marriages dissolve? And it's almost like I'm a doctor and somebody's right next to me and they die. And they're calling out, is there a doctor in the house? And you watch them and you don't know. You might think that there's something going on, but how do you feel that, man, that's a life I could have saved?
Well, Cecilia, I'll take this one if you don't mind. One divorce is too many for the Nation of Islam. I don't understand how we could claim that we have the greatest teacher in the world and we're getting divorced. I just don't understand how Minister Louis Farrakhan is our teacher. He's taught tremendous wisdom on marriage and getting along. And we have him, and as well as his God, Master Warithdeenmohammed, to whom praise is due forever. I just don't see how we can have him, his God, and the Christ, the Honorable Elijahmuhammad, how we can say, I'm still getting divorced. We have a lot of divorce in the Nation of Islam, and we must challenge ourselves to stop it. Because we are not really representing Minister Farrakhan if we can't work things out with her or him. I just don't think you're representing him well. That's what I think.
Wow, that's rough. Wow. I mean, my goodness, man. That's your first question? Hold on, let's go back to your wife, man. You hurting feelings over here, man.
I love you, though.
I'm ready to end the show right now.
I love you, though. I love you.
Oh, my God.
This is all
teach,
with love.
Teach hard, brother Marcus. Teach hard, bro.
It's all with love.
Teach hard, bro. Teach hard.
You know,
Yes,
I
sir.
hear you. You got tough love, like, clearly.
we got people who are approaching their 5th marriage in the Nation of Islam.
Ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fifth marriage.
Yeah.
They had 5 sisters that came into their life, and they couldn't work it out with 5 different women who didn't know each other. Who didn't know each other. So what does that say about that brother if he had 5 different women that he could not work it out with? What does that say about him? Because it says less about them than it does about him. We should be very mindful of him in our nation, and he can't work it out with 5 different women. That's something that we should definitely take a look at.
So when you run into a brother like that, Brother Marcus, I mean, do you take it upon yourself to approach him? I mean, of course, a brother ain't gonna come up to you and say, "Hey, Brother Marcus, I have 5 ex-wives. I need some help." So when you know of this, right? Do you pull the coattail and say, "Can I talk to you?" And
well, we have to, brother. We have to do that more and more. If we love the nation, we will do it.
So what would you say that? What would you like? Tell me how that conversation might go.
Well, we are instituting classes for men to assess themselves because I feel like the most disgusting life that you could have in 2022 is an unexamined life. And I think that so many of us are used to hearing Minister Farrakhan, hearing our wonderful student ministers come before us every week with more and more and more wisdom. But we are not applying it to our own condition.
That's it right there, bro.
We're not applying the wisdom. So we have to ask questions to that brother about those marriages and get him to take a look at what he has done, what happened in those marriages before he gets with another sister and he messes that one up too.
So Sister Cecilia spoke earlier, and she spoke on diagnosing.
Yes.
You spoke on that. So in either of your books, do you have like diagnosis? Like we can look and say, okay, well, if you sneezing, if your nose is running, you got a cold. You know what I mean? Like, do you have anything like that we can look at, or are we using the study guides? You know, what are we using to do the assessment?
Well, we do the assessment through something called the Symbus Assessment. It's a very powerful tool that we recommend for all couples because we got a lot of couples in a marriage in a nation who have never examined their march.
Yes.
They've never done that at all. And our work is to examine, to get you to examine what you and her have, what you and him have by asking questions. We give you about 300 questions and give her 300 questions. And then your questions come together and you are able to see for the first time a written piece about your marriage. We give you 18 pages of dialogue about your marriage. It ain't nobody else gonna be involved. It's just you and her. And when we assess it, we talk to you. We're not judges. I want to make that clear. We are not judging you, judging her off of anything. We are simply assessing your marriage and what you and her have together and how you can build. It's a strength-based approach to your marriage. Everybody needs what we have. It's cutting edge. There's nothing like what we do in the Nation of Islam. I can promise you that.
Let me ask you this question as well. Have you ever had a chance to look at the show on I think it's BET called Marriage Retreat, with the celebrity marriage retreat? Have you heard that before? Well, they have okay, you haven't had it, okay.
We don't watch that stuff.
I'm gonna go back to what I said before.
We don't watch that stuff,
Our
bro.
mindset is God's way of doing stuff. To listen to all the other stuff, because God has to be at the center.
That's right.
He has to be at the center of how, and going also to your question, brother, that's why we said our books are how-to books, because whatever the ills are in the relationship, if you're practicing the principles, then you're working on what the issues are on a daily, where we're putting our relationship on the front burner and not everything else is the back burner, and our marriage is way, way, way back there in the mud somewhere. No, it has to be on the front, and you have to be purposeful in your marriage.
You got to be purposeful.
Purposeful and intentional, huh? Okay.
And intentional. There you go,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Intentional.
Are you finding these marriages at the point where they're at a 9 already? It's time for resuscitation. Like, it's over. And are you finding the marriages a lot right there? Like, we done had it.
Couples call us, brother, with the divorce papers on the table. And they said to us, this is the truth. They said, if you all cannot help us in our marriage, we're getting divorced on Monday.
Wow.
They said that to us. And we started praying immediately. We started calling on God to help us, because it's only God that can help our marriages.
That's right.
And I can tell you, we were able, by Allah's grace, to help them. We are not judges. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. I think I have to keep saying that because we are used to being judged by everybody.
Yes, sir. Teach,
we are not judges. Minister Farrakhan told us to take judgment out your mouth. We don't need judges. We need more knowledge, more guidance, or wisdom, more understanding. And that's what we try to provide. In fact, when we had those couples who came with the divorce papers on the table, we didn't start with their dislikes. We started with their likes. What do you like about, what do you love about your spouse?
Wow.
Come on now.
And a lot of us we're so negative.
Right.
There's so much negative energy, negative spirit. We give the greetings and we're arguing about, you said the greetings like you had an attitude with me. I mean, come on. But you can't have peace. You cannot have peace if you don't have people who are peaceful.
Damn.
Peaceful people make a peaceful marriage. And the Honorable Elijahmuhammad said this to us. He said, what is above the peace of a husband and a wife? What is above that? There's nothing I can think of that is above the peace that God provides for us, but we got to turn to him so he can give us that peace. So you got to be a very mature man. You got to be a very mature woman to be married. Marriage is not for the faint of heart. We could not have made it 30 years if we were weak people. No. We keep God at the center of marriage. And we pray constantly in this house. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What does it mean to you when you hear familiarity breeds contempt?
Oh my
in a
God,
relationship?
That's a great question. To say you want to take up first?
He ran for that one.
I know what it means.
Come on now.
It's familiar because we are looking at the person that we see right then and there. If I'm mad at you, if I'm not liking something you're doing, I'm in that state and mind right there, and I'm locked in it. So I'm not liking you in that state or where you are right there, but I have to look beyond the fault and what is the need? What is it that you're doing? Why is it irritating me? And I have to look at myself. Well, why is that irritating me? It just irritates me. Why though? That's who that person is. If they like scratching their head 100 times all day, that's what they do. You know, that's just who they are.
What about that though?
And you know,
yes, sir.
it goes back to what we say, but how deep it is to accept your own and be yourself. When you marry that brother, when you marry that sister at that time, that's who they are. I have to accept all of you, your faults, your good, your bad,
That's
and
right.
your ugly. But when you get ugly, I can't go there with you.
Don't go with.
And
don't
that's
go.
what happens. We go there with each other. Why are we condemning? Are we criticizing? Are we complaining? Because I could tell you, oh, baby, your breath stink. I could say it like that. Or I could say, baby, did you brush your teeth this morning? See, it's a big difference. It's how we say it. And like the minister said, your mood and what you say and how you say is a big difference. Honey, you can tell your wife, baby, that food was phenomenal. When was the last time you gave your spouse a compliment?
Come on now.
When was the last time you said, just looked them in the eyes and said, baby, I love you. I thank Allah for you. You are a blessing in my life. This nigga a cussing. Again, that niggatry. We go there so fast.
Yeah, you talking about the bigotry.
Because we're not putting God in there like we need to turn from our evil ways and the evil ways on how we treat each other, how we act with each other. And that's what takes us to the divorce court.
When we're married to each other, we're treating each other evil. See, that shouldn't even be a part of your vocabulary. I'm going to treat my wife evil. I'm going to treat my husband evil. I can tell you, but if you're treating her evil, she will treat you evil. But if you're treating her with kindness and respect and love, she will reflect that. A woman is a reflector. She reflects back to you what you are doing.
Come on, man.
And if you treating her like crap, then she'll give you crap.
Times 10. Come on now.
Times 10.
Come on now. Come on now.
I'm just saying, brother, it's definitely something you got to pay attention to.
Yes, sir.
I have learned the art of treating Cecilia better than I did in the 20 years before this. I got to this level of understanding. I've learned that my approach was totally wrong with Cecilia. See, I am learning how to treat her better by looking at her and being caring, responding to her. How are you doing today, baby?
Good.
What's going on with you?
Come on.
See, I'm talking to her. You have to learn to turn off the TV when you're talking to your wife. You have to learn to turn off your cell phone. You can't be talking to her. Okay, how you doing, baby? You okay? Okay, good. You know, that's how we do.
Teach, brother Marcus.
That's how we do. You have to turn off. You have to turn to her, and you got to face her. And you got to get in her eyes, her pretty eyes.
Come on, brother. Teach, man.
Hold on, just give me a minute.
Teach, black man. Come on, man.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Yes, sir.
That We are moving so fast in the marriage, we're missing each
Right.
other. You have to slow it down and do it again. If you don't get the greeting that you desire when you walk into the house, if you say Assalamu
Wa alaikum salam barakatuh.
she say,
Come on, man.
She give you a little dry greeting while
Peace, man.
See, you got to say, baby, what's going on with you?
Mm.
I gave you the hearty greeting of Assalamu alaikum. You gave me wa alaikum salam. See, you got to address it right there. You got to stop foolishness in its track.
Right.
Now, baby,
man.
what's going on with you?
Mm.
Why can't you return the greetings to me the way I returned them to you?
I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood. Well, then, if she's not in the mood, brother, you've done something.
Right.
So now you got to figure out how to communicate with her and make up for your mistake. See, atonement is something that happens every day with a couple that's been married for 30 years now.
Right.
See, you got to atone quickly. We don't make no long, drawn out excuse
Right.
about atoning. See, Minister Farrakhan was asked about atonement. He said, I'm always on number 5.
Mm.
I'm always on number 6. Number 6 is forgiveness.
Mm.
He said, I'm always on number 6 because at any time a person tells me that I offended them in any possible way, I'm quick to apologize.
Mm.
I'm quick to say, I'm so sorry, brother. Will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? He's always surrendering. He's trying to show us how to win with each other. And Minister Farrakhan, in case you don't know, he's been married for 68 years. That's longer than you've been on the planet, brother.
Definitely.
That's longer than I've been on the planet, brother. So I sit at his feet and learn from the master teacher.
Mm.
See, we got to put ourselves in a position to learn again from our teacher. He is speaking wisdom, much wisdom, to us every single day with every tweet, with every tape that he's done, and he's done countless numbers of tapes. He saved our marriage before we even got started because he was teaching so hard on the keys to a successful marriage. Domestic violence 1 and 2. See, Minister Farrakhan is our hedge, our protection from this wicked enemy.
Which is ourselves.
That's right. And the wicked enemy is yourself. That's exactly right, Sister. See, and we have to listen and be guided by our champion teacher. I love him. I thank Allah for Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is my brother because he loves us. He loves so deeply that it's so painful to watch our rejection of him.
Come on, brother.
It's painful to watch that. That's what gives me a lot of pain, to see our rejection of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. A good man, a great, beloved servant of Allah. He's trying so hard. And he told us that he wants to see successful nation building, successful marriage in the nation of Islam and among black people. That he gave me my marching orders right there.
Yes, sir.
He wants to see it. I'm in school right now, and I'm sorry I was late getting to you all, but I had a conference video call, and we were talking about divorce. And we were talking about affairs that happen within a marriage. Oh, you don't want to miss this retreat that we're getting ready to have with Allah's help. It's going to be something you've never thought of before if you take a look at what we're saying and trying to do in this here retreat we're getting ready to have. It's very powerful. And that's, you know, I know a lot by Allah's grace, but I don't know the technical side of the training that I need to give. There's a need for technical training in marriage that you need to understand. And that is what we are trying to learn now to give it to you all the way it's given to us.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. We're coming up on the 8 o'clock hour. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a commercial break. After the commercial, we're just going to show your website again and all the products that you have. And then for the last 20 minutes, half hour, we want to go hardcore into this 22nd, right?
Yeah, no, the 12th.
12th annual marriage retreat. We want to get all the information on how it started, how do we get to this 12th, what changed, and because you just spilled some of the special sauce and some of the events and practices that are going to be presented to these married couples that should be going onto your website and getting information to attend this retreat. So, Brother Jackie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jock Nation, Jock Nation. Look, we want to reiterate. We are on our drive. We have our prison initiative. It's very important. It's very important to us if you will support this initiative where we want to have the Final Call newspaper, the baddest newspaper on the planet, behind the prison walls with our brothers and sisters and eventually juveniles. So we asking you to donate to Jock Bros, $ Jock Bros by Cash App. Donate to that initiative to help support and sponsor one of our brothers and sisters who are behind bars to get the Final Call newspaper to our brothers and sisters. That's $ Jock Bros. Also, we asking you to share this video. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook, if you would like, subscribe and share, send it to family members. Let everybody know what's going on with the Jock Brothers. Jock Brothers is in the house. We have a beautiful show, Marriage and Faith. We're asking you to support. We're trying to save the family. We're saving the marriages. We're saving our people, and we want to save our brothers and sisters behind bars. So we're asking you to support this movement. Thank you, Brother Ahmed.
Thank you, Brother Jackie. Brother Kawi, could you please show that website again, please?
Yes, sir. Hold on just a second.
We went over the website earlier, Brother Marcus, and Sister Sia went over some of the products, but I just wanted you both to go over it again for some of our listening audience that may have missed it. There's so much powerful information here, and you've put in so much work in these products here. So if any one of you would like to start, just briefly give a summary of the books that you have here.
Well, we are doing married and single people, because the single people were not going to let us get too far away from them.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Because we started with the singles about 10 or 15 years ago, and we wrote 2 books for the singles called Universal Single Tips, and we have From Courtship to Marriage. These are books that you must have if you're a single person, because they tell you the questions that you need to ask the person that you're getting ready to marry. You need to ask them questions. You should not have 2 questions for her as a brother. You like Pepsi or Coke? That should not be your question. You have to have many questions for her, as she is going to naturally have for you. And then for the married brothers and sisters, we have the universal marriage and relationship tips. And that has 200 tips for you to strengthen what you all are building together. We also have this book called What Do Men and Women Really Need from Each Other? That's a precursor, if you will. It's a primary book that tells you all about the nature of a man and a woman and how you can tap into their nature and produce heaven for your relationship. We also have a book called Tips for Blended Families, because many of us in the nation are going to have a blended family.
Right.
We have a lot of people who are in the blended family, but I realize that a lot of us don't know how to have a relationship, a successful relationship with someone who is in a blended family. So we wrote this book for them. We have the ebook as well as the regular book is available for you. We wrote life skills to help our young people and the men and women throughout our nation. A lot of us come to Minister Farrakhan for advice and skills and whatnot, but he's got to have a foundation that he's going to build off of. What are we doing in our lives that he can see that he can take the knowledge that he's going to give you, and you can multiply that with what he is saying to us. We have a book called Rearing Our Children and Teenagers Properly. Great book. Great wisdom in that book for people who have raised children. We raised 6 of them. By Allah's grace. And only his grace.
Right.
Only his grace. We finished with our last one. Our last child is now a teenager. He has finished at Murrow High School, and now he's trying to find himself what he's going to do, because he can't stay here.
You got to leave. Yes, sir.
So we wrote that book for him. And, because a lot of us are raised children.
Yes, sir.
And the child gets to be 22, 23, 25, 30, 40. They still living at home. They're not working. They're not being productive. The idea of God is to be productive.
Right.
You have to use people to get to your children, even if you can. You might have the right message, but you may not be your son or daughter's messenger.
Right.
So you have to use different people to help you communicate to your child what it is that you're trying to communicate. We have messages. The wise men and women have sent me to tell you that's our first book. It's so powerful for our young people who are directionless. Many of them are directionless, and it's written for them in their language to really inspire them to want more out of their life. It is something that you have children and they just want to be rappers. They just want to tell you, I'm this one, I'm that one. But so what, you a rapper? So what, you a rapper? What are you doing? What else can you do? What else can you do? See? We did a message called What Questions You Should Ask Your Courtship Partner Before You Say I Do. We have written, we have wonderful messages from our regional minister in the West Coast, Minister Malik Saeed Muhammad. We have our national student minister, Strong Marriages Protect the Future of the Nation of Islam. We have wonderful books to help strengthen the family. That's what we do by Allah's grace. And we also wrote a good book on sex. Now,
Oh, this is a family show. It's a family show.
Huh?
I said, this is a family show.
I know it's a family show, but this book is it's an
This how you
honest
do the
book.
family.
It's an honest book,
Honest book.
and there's a lot of stuff that we don't know a lot about sex. We know we want to have it, but we don't know a lot about
the
it.
science of it, man. Come on.
Right.
And the information in that book is so powerful.
Why they had to make that big? Why y'all made that one book big, right?
It's so powerful.
It's the engineer. Yeah, I'm telling you, this engineer we got.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I just want to let you know that our lives are dedicated to helping Minister Farrakhan to produce the nation of Islam and help us to be better, to help us to be stronger. We have manhood and fatherhood tips for our brothers. That's a wonderful book. And the last one I also wrote for the brothers again. And it's called Marriage Leadership, How to Lead Your Wife and Children in Today's Time. Oh my God, that book is written for the brothers. A lot of us don't understand what we're doing. We want to be seen as leaders, but how are you leading in your family? The book is very instructional. Again, 200 tips in the front end of the book to help you be a better man, a better manager of your wife and your family. I thank Allah that my wife allows me the privilege of being her husband, her manager. I thank Allah for that. That is what we are. We are managers of everything that she wants to do in her life. I am trying to help bring that into fruition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you. All those products I see are they're not costly, $10. I mean, you spend more on lunch, on food, or whatever you spend on to get this wisdom and knowledge to help benefit not only the families here and now, but our families in the future, our younger
That's right, brother.
Yeah, this is information that is generational. So,
and we didn't make it costly for a reason, brother, because we're tired of seeing people write books for $30 and $40.
Right.
We're believers.
Yes, sir.
We are the poor righteous teachers.
That's right.
So we write inexpensive books, but great wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Elijahmuhammad said this to us. He said, get a good product and sell it for a low price. Right. And that's what we're trying to do. Yes, there's so much wisdom in the simple works that we had 11 books, but brother, we got 2 more on the way. A book on communication in marriage is going to be phenomenal. And we got a health book that's it's going to be a wonderful tribute to what we teach and what we are supposed to be about. So I thank Allah for that as well. They'll be available by Savior's Day 2023. Allah willing.
Well, let's jump into this. I mean, there's so many more questions I want to ask, because I really wanted to just touch on, do you believe that couples should remarry? Like, I'm in my marriage and 2-3 years, we learned a lot, we had our odds. After we get this knowledge, should we remarry, like have a new marriage?
I really do.
Every marriage retreat, we have a renewal of the vows on that Sunday, because we are recommitting to do something different, improve where we are. Like the minister said, God is always changing, always evolving. See, a God is always changing and evolving. So if we're not changing and we're not growing and we're stagnant, and you say, man, my marriage boring. Well, what are you doing to change it? My marriage is toxic. What are you doing to change it? Like they said, if you keep repeating the same thing over and over, that's insanity. When are you going to get off of that insanity train and come on to the let's get healthy, happy marriages? So when they say, like I said, the ball and chain, I'm like, what ball and chain? There's no ball and chain.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
So I want to get. I really want to get into the retreat. Oh, thank you, brother.
Yes,
I really want to get into it.
Well, but hold on, Colby. Before you get into it, let me let Brother Marcus introduce it. The 12th annual marriage retreat. Just let him just introduce it. Huh?
Well, we have been doing this for 12 years by Allah's grace for the Nation of Islam, for our people in North America. This is the 12th annual one that we're doing. It's gotten bigger and greater in its magnitude because we have gotten more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we can share. And this one is going to be held August the 25th. That's a Thursday to August the 28th, which is a Sunday. And our theme is the basis for marriage is duty first to him who created us. Oh my God, that's so powerful. That's a quote directly from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he did the tape. What tape was that he did? What is your role? That's a tape. That's from the What is your role thing that we have, and it's going to be held at Muhammad's Mosque number 28, and in St. Louis, Missouri, and they have a big, beautiful mosque, and I know that you're going to be very pleased with what they have set up for us. The host hotel is the Embassy Suites. We all going to be there, and the quote is there. The Marriage Keeper Weekend is $125 a night. They need a credit card to hold your room. They're not going to charge you until you get to the place that we're going to do the event at. And it's also online. We're doing an online component as well for people who can't travel with us. We have babies because we don't want any precious little babies to be at this retreat.
Yes, sir.
This is for grown folks.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's a child-free zone. All right, so we just ask you to please watch it online. You will be able to interact with us online. And for more information and to register, please visit our website, www.themarriagekeepers.com. Again, that's www.themarriagekeepers.com, or call us at 770-256-8856, 770-256-8856. Thank you.
And it costs to do it online?
Huh?
It costs the rest of it online as well?
Yes, it's, the cost if you do it online is just $125.
Okay. Well, let me just throw this out there, Colby, before you hit that question, because Jock Brothers are going to support one couple that wants to join us. So you find a couple that can't, that having a problem with affording it, we're going to front the bill.
Y'all better call them now.
Go ahead, Colby.
Somebody calling.
Somebody calling already.
Yeah, man.
Somebody calling.
All right. So what we didn't do the last time we promoted your show, Brother Marcus, is go day by day with the itinerary. Yes. And how you came up with. I want to do that this show because I don't think people really get the full gravity of what this weekend was going to bring to you. So starting with the 25th, when they first get there, do you have a meet and greet? Do you start that day, or is it simply just get relaxed? Let's meet and greet. But come Friday morning, let's go.
No, the go is Thursday.
No. The go is Thursday.
Come on now.
Well, the Thursday program features myself and Sister Celia. We are going to talk with the brothers and actually assess their marriage. But before they get to us, We got 3 regional ministers that are going to talk with the people. I forget which ones we have that are going to. Okay, we're going to have Student Minister Donald, our host minister, is going to talk with the brothers and sisters. We also going to have Minister Patrick, his lovely wife Elijahmuhammad, is going to talk with the people. We're going to have Minister Kadir Muhammad and Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad is going to address our brothers and sisters who are coming to the retreat. It's going to be phenomenal. I don't know if we've ever had all of the regional ministers to agree to be a part of our celebration.
Wow.
All praises due to Allah.
And I want to put it out there because we hear this all the time at our retreats.
Yes. Tell them what you hear.
That people say that they were discouraged from coming to the marriage retreat.
Why?
And I say this all the time. Why would you be discouraged from coming to a retreat that's to help you, to renew you and empower you? And when you go on our website and you see the clips of the different, I never forget a brother stood up and he said, my wife been wanting to come to this retreat for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And he said, I kept listening to people who never came. And never experienced it. And when he came, he was like, he felt so bad that he let other people affect him for not coming. Wow. And most of the time, brothers will say, I didn't want to come. My wife made me come. And when they leave, they call Brother Marcus every year, the beginning of the year of January, to ask the dates of the marriage retreats. So again, do not let someone discourage you from coming to a place where everyone's common objective is to leave there empowered, to leave there renewed. You're away from work, from the children. It's a wonderful, high-spirited time. And we, like I said, we have couples that come back every year. And they're so excited that this is going to be the first time in 2 years that, inshallah, we will be face to face. We go out to dinner with each other in the evenings. Here in St. Louis, I think the MGT, are they cooking for us?
Yes.
They'll be cooking for us there. The MGT will be cooking to make money. Again, this is an opportunity for you to come and enjoy yourself and have a great time with marriage. And that's what it's all about. So if you've never come before, this is a wonderful time for you to experience it, because by God's grace and permission, this is the 12th annual marriage retreat. So you've missed 11. Don't miss number 2. And on that Saturday, inshallah, we will be able to get dressed up because we're having a ball, an actual marriage ball on that Saturday night.
That's right. So that's why we have it going on. It's something for the married couples to do, because for years we had nothing to do. If we didn't do it, there was nothing for us to do. And this is a national event, and I'm so excited about what God is doing. God is the one that's organizing this, and he has determined that we should try to be together in St. Louis. And I can tell you that this ain't about fronting you in your marriage. This ain't about nobody trying to find out your information and nobody talking about you. Oh, look at them over there. Look, they having problems with their marriage. It ain't that kind of sad, brother and sister. It ain't nobody gonna be in your business. I promise you. If anybody's in your business, you come and talk to me. Because I can promise you, this ain't that kind of set that nobody should be in your business. It's a private thing. It's we all together, but it's you and her working out the difficulties, the challenges of your marriage. And it's dialogue that you and her are going to have together about your marriage. And it's wonderful when you actually sit down and talk. We've been running from talking to each other.
But the stigma, brother, on it is like you would only go to these if you're having problems. And that's
Absolutely
reality.
not. Absolutely. The marriage retreat is not for problems. It's to come and enjoy yourself. You are learning tools to better communicate with each other. You're learning skills, communication skills. You go to a refresher course like anybody who holds a license, for example. I have 4 insurance licenses. Every 2 years, I have to take refresher classes. What? To renew my license. Well, look at it like that for your marriage license. This is a refresher for me. We have couples who are married for 2 weeks. We have couples who've been married for 50 years, and they're coming to the marriage retreat.
Right.
They have a ball. They learn, and you're in a room with so much knowledge and hearing as a brother, you going through things and you get solutions in the husband's only circle. Sister, you going through things and you're in the wives only circles.
That's right.
This is to infuse your marriage with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the process of marriage, the struggle we have, but to have it happily and healthy. It's not a stigma that, oh my God, you got problems. No. You come in to have a good time and learn some tools and go home and practice them so that the next year you're even happier. And the next year you're even happier because our issue is we're not applying what we're taught. We leave it there where it is and we don't apply it daily. And I tell people all the time, I said, just take this one point and see the difference it makes in your relationship. One point that we hear all the time and we don't practice it. Think 5 times before you speak. We've all heard that over and over, but when do we apply it? When your husband, your wife has said something that you about to go there, well, what you gonna say now? Okay, I'm gonna think 5 times before I speak. I say I choose better words. My anger or my frustration is coming down because I'm purposely like, I'm gonna be quiet and think 5 times before I speak. And I tell people all the time, I'm gonna be honest. Inshallah, this year to be 30 years for us. It was in the 20th year we started practicing that. I'm being transparent. So what we tell people all the time, the marriage retreat is this. What I have learned over by Allah's grace 30 years, what someone else has learned over 50 years, what someone else has learned over 40 years, and you are in that environment to soak up other people's experiences of what they did that was good, what they did that wasn't so good, but now you're able to take that wisdom and not make the same mistakes. I look at it like this. If I knew now what I know now at 30 years of marriage, in the process of marriage, if I had this wisdom in my 3rd year, in my 4th year, how many things could I have done better? That's what we tell couples to look at this as. You're in a room of wisdom to help us do what? We don't want you to dig your hole deeper. We want to put a plywood over your hole so that you can walk across smoother because you're learning skills from those who've had the bumps and the knocks that earned those skills.
We had a brother to come to our marriage retreat. This was the 4th one we did at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Yes.
And he told us, starting out, he said, I just want to let y'all know, he was an older man, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Come on, man. That's what they say.
That's what he was married for 30 years. He felt like we could tell him nothing.
Yeah, right?
Christian.
And he was a Christian. He was a Christian. I want to let our Christian family know this is open to you. We're going to welcome you with the warm way that we welcome all of our brothers and sisters. I can tell you that by the time we finished with his sessions, and we had 4 of them, we had all the 4 days we do this marriage retreat, he told us on that Monday, y'all taught an old dog new tricks. Because he had so much fun. And that's what's missing in our marriage is fun. This marriage retreat is not a whole bunch of lectures from this one, from that one. It's not going to be that kind of set. We don't want that kind of set. We want you to come and have time to enjoy your wife. Enjoy your husband without children.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. No children. We have to have a no children's policy for this one.
Yes,
and I can tell you that we've had so many success stories that have come from this marriage retreat with a couple that came and they got divorced. But they're back together again.
Praise be to God.
They are back together again. I can tell you, brother and sister who's listening, if you want to see the magic that we do, you have to come to the retreat. This is not the kind of thing that we can really honestly tell you about. You have to experience it for yourself. And we have a lot of people out there who've experienced what we do by Allah's grace, you know.
And it brings me to what a brother said.
What did he say, Cecilia?
And it was, again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday, we asked everybody to bear witness, to give comments. And again, if you go to our website, you will see a lot of testimonials that we have put on there. And the brother said, he said, man, this is like Savior's Day for our marriages.
That's what he said.
The love is that thick. The camaraderie is that thick. Brothers have come up to my husband like, man, I don't even want to go home. It's so much love. Like, brother, you got to go back home. But it's that type of environment because, again, we want to reflect that which we have been given by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
We can say to him every day, all day, I love you, brother minister, but he's looking for what our actions say. Absolutely. Are you going to work on that which is the foundation and sacrifice of him and his family for all of us, which is to build strong, healthy marriages that produce little gods over and over and over again. And that is the process that we're striving to help every Muslim who wants to, because at the end of the day, whatever you're dealing with in your marriage, you're not alone. You just need someone to take your hand and say, look, come with me. This is the way to go. This is how you get over this hill. This is how you get over this trial. You and Allah and being around like-minded people who want to fight for your marriage. Because at the end of the day, the fight for your marriage is you're fighting the Negro of yourself that want to quit and run because I'm safe in my niggatry.
Niggatry. That's right. I love that word, niggatry. And I can tell you that, brother, this assessment that we do, it's going to take about 3 hours for us to do it. Because we are leading off the event. After our regional ministers speak, we are going to be talking with the people. But it's not just talking. Because anybody can talk. In fact, that's all we do is talk. We are going to be writing and processing what your marriage is about.
Right.
And we are going to guide you through examining and assessing your marriage. What grade would you give your husband? How much has his attitude improved this year? Would you give him an A? Would you give him a B? A C? Maybe his attitude stunk the whole year. Wow. Maybe you would give him a D. How much conflict resolution did you all engage in this year? Was it an A? Was it a B? a C, a D. You have to assess your marriage. I don't care what nobody else says about it. I can tell you, if you don't assess your marriage for years, and many of us, we have unaccessed marriages. We've been together for 20, 30, 40 years. We've never done no assessment at all of our marriage. Why have you not done any assessment? Are you afraid what you're going to find in your marriage? So we do that part, and then we have the brothers only circles, the sisters only circles. No men are involved with the sister circle. No women are involved with the brother circle. We have to talk about our issues.
Yes, sir.
As men and as women. And we do that in different parts of the building. The sisters will be in the main part. We will go somewhere and talk about our issues. Then the next morning, we're going to have dinner, of course. We're going to have delicious, oh my God, Donna was telling me the menu that they got is going to be so scrumptious. I'm talking about food that's going to be so good.
MGT style.
Well, I just want to tell y'all, the food, they said we're going to have to take our shoes off so our clothes can wiggle around when we're eating. That's how they said the food is going to taste so good. We're going to be eating
seconds.
Huh?
We're giving out seconds.
Yes, you can have a second, brother. You can. But it's going to be that kind of set. It's going to be so much love in there. We know it because we've seen it for 11 straight years. It's a lot of love that we have for each other, but we need to be around each other more and see each other more than what we do. Now, the next morning, we're going to have more of the regional ministers. We're going to have, let's see who we got. We got Minister Rodney. Oh my God, he did such a wonderful job on the Kuba last year. He was wonderful. And then we're going to have Minister Elijahmuhammad. We're going to have Minister Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad. He's going to be our main focus for about 2 or 3 hours. He does this wonderful session on communication. Oh my God. We be sitting in there, we be in a straight line. I can't tell you all of it. It's just so,
you gotta come.
It's just beautiful.
Yes,
The bull baiting that he's going to do is all so powerful. It's cutting edge stuff. We never seen it before. That's why it's so powerful when you see it work. And then we're going to have brother. Let's see who we got. Well, 1 second. I want to make sure we say it correctly. We have after that we have Brother James and Tiffany, and we're going to have a brief discussion on our wins, and then we're going to have dinner again.
Again?
Oh yeah, the second day is another dinner.
We gotta eat.
We gotta
one
eat.
meal a day.
And I mean, that's exactly right. But nutritious, healthy food. We're not going to enrich the restaurants in St. Louis. We're going to enrich the MGT in the city of St. Louis and their coffers. All praise is due to Allah.
And this year we also have a couple of our couples, our married couples who have come several years in a row. They will be hosting workshops this year as well. We always have Brother Muhammad and his lovely wife, Sister Simone, our sister Melissa and her husband, Brother Albert, who deals with credit and budget management.
Yes.
Again, things that we need to discuss and review and look at, and skills that we may not have. And every year the couples love Brother Dawood and Sister Melissa's workshops because, again, it helps them to dive deep into financial readiness, into credit. If Brother Dawood does a wonderful job with that. So again, those are some of our couples that will be hosting. And this year we have Brother Eric and his wife, Sister Amani from Philadelphia.
We have Brother
Sister Tanika and her husband,
right,
Brother Ahmad, who will also be presenting. So again, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time, because now couples who have benefited from all these years of coming will now be presenting as well.
And starting that morning off on Saturday will be Brother Student Minister Henry Muhammad of Muhammad Mosque number 7C. He's going to do an address to us. He's always so good with whatever he's teaching us.
Yes.
I look forward to hearing what he has to say. And the next one on that Sunday, we are going to enjoy a lecture, Allah willing, from our regional student minister, Malik Saeed Muhammad. We're going to have questions with our wonderful National Assistant to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We're going to have Minister Ismail Muhammad, Allah willing, and we're going to also have other student ministers to come, and if they're available, we also will have a full dinner at the mosque, and we are going to have a beautiful marriage recommitment ceremony on that Sunday. Before we get out of there. So it's going to be a very full retreat, and we just look forward to you coming with your spouse.
Sound like you're missing something.
Oh, what we missing?
The Jock Brothers.
Oh, the Jock Brothers are going to be, what y'all going to be? Tell me.
The MC. We're going to MC everything.
Okay, well, the Jock Brothers are going to be MCing then. That's what it is. I love it. I love it.
Yes,
all
sir.
praise is due to Allah. So please visit our website, www.themarriagekeepers.com. Again, that's www.themarriagekeepers.com. And that's how you find out all the information on what we're going to be doing and how to go ahead and get registered. I do want you all to know that you can Cash App, you can do Zelle, you can do PayPal. That's all the ways you can pay us to come to this year's retreat. Thank you so much. And the couples that are living in St. Louis can come for $125. They don't have to pay the whole amount. They can come for $125. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. And two things before we at the close of our show, so we want to ask your closing remarks. Let's discuss later on, because we promote your show, but later on, let's discuss bringing good news to the believers, because we never get you right after the event. We always get you before the event, but we never get you after the event. We want to hear all the testimonies. Bring all the
bring some of the
right. Certainly will.
Yes, we will be honored to.
That's the first thing we're going to do. The following week, you got to have us on your show.
Come on,
we can talk.
Let's rub it in the enemy's face.
That's all.
Happy marriages.
That's right. That's exactly right, brother.
Praise be to Allah. And one of the sisters in our audience asks again, like we always get, they want a singles event. You know, you big up in the married couples, but you're not giving the singles preparation. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Poor performance. That's the truth.
Well, now that we are, inshallah, back to face, because our singles events are a single social weekend where you actually are socializing and doing things together. So inshallah, we here in Atlanta, they definitely are like, what happening? What y'all doing? So inshallah, soon we'll be putting together something for the singles to do what we do. Because by Allah's grace, I think the last one we did, we got about maybe, 5 or 6 marriages out of that one, very last one. So inshallah, we will strive to work on it for our single brothers and sisters. That single social weekend, and brothers who are single to come out.
Call we? Right.
That's right. So we're going to look forward to December of doing that one for the single brothers and sisters.
Hey, brother, and I pray that you get the online, whatever you're going to do to promote it online. I pray you master that, because that's another object. Because sometimes the singles just need it online. Look, we can get on for an hour and just conversate and have some of your presentations. So it's a good thing. But any closing remarks? This is the end of the show, so whatever you can give our listening audience.
Well, we always want to thank you so much for having us, and we definitely look forward to after the marriage retreat. And again, we just want everyone to know that if you're married, and put it in your schedule, August the 25th through the 28th, come and experience it for yourself. Have a good time, enjoy yourself. And again, it's nothing like having something in common with those in the room, which is we're all striving to fight for our marriage, to keep a strong marriage for our nation and for the God that we call on, Muhammadali. That's who we represent. That's what we're fighting for. It's not just you and your wife and your family, but you represent for the whole nation. We are the foundation for many generations to come, and let us start something where we have strong husband and wife families that are healthy, toxic free, as we strive to be an example of what our teacher has been giving us for all these many years.
Praise be to Allah.
It's due to Allah.
And that backdrop, we really need that T-shirt.
Yes.
We're all walking around in the summertime.
Yes, sir.
T-shirts. That T-shirt right there.
Yes.
That logo on the hat.
Yes. Fight for your marriage.
Yes, sir. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so, we'll be putting it out so people can support us that way as well.
Yes, ma'am. Please. That would be great.
And I can tell you, brother, that all the little things that we are going through, they seem so unimportant, so minuscule when you wake up beside a kind, happy person who loves God.
Right.
I've had the great privilege of being married to Sister Saya for 30 years. And her obedience to God covers everything I could ever desire my wife to be. And from her obedience, her consistency, her kindness, her joy has created a gracious home of peace and laughter for our children and for me. And I thank Allah for that. I thank Allah for her being my wife. For now, 30 years, Allah willing, this July 4th. That's what it's really about. It's about having somebody to be with you for the long haul. This is not a short, protracted struggle. Marriage is a long struggle. And when you both love Allah, love the Honorable Elijahmuhammad, love Minister Farrakhan, and love each other, it makes the days sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. So I thank Allah for that. I encourage you all to come to the marriage retreat. Come. We're not going to beg you.
Right.
Because I know you got problems in your marriage right now. We're just going to watch you get divorced about it.
Don't say that.
You didn't do nothing about it. You didn't do nothing about your problems.
That's the doctor, man. That's the doctor talking. He got to say it.
You got to say it.
You got to say it, doctor. Say it, doctor.
We are not going to beg you to come to the marriage retreat.
Yes, sir.
We're going to ask you to come, appeal to you to come. Yes, and if you do, you will be benefited from coming. If you don't, then we understand.
And remember what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan told us, which again, we don't listen. We don't. He said, exhaust all avenues before you get divorced.
That's what he told us.
Go to your minister for counseling.
That's what he said.
Go get audited. The things we need to do so that we can get over the hump of what's going on, we don't listen. I don't like her. I don't like him. I'm out of here. The divorce papers on the table. That's not exhausting all avenues.
It's not.
Deceptive intelligence, we're telling ourselves, and we're destroying our families because we're being selfish.
Yes.
You're focused on what you need and you alone, and we're not looking at how am I affecting my spouse?
Right.
How am I affecting them? What are they saying that I'm doing to them because a Muslim wants peace? Am I a peacemaker or the peace breaker? Those are questions we have to be honest with. Am I acting like a Muslim in my home, or is the Negro running rampant? And most of the time, the Negro is running rampant, and that's why we run to the divorce court.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Wait, before we get to Brother Jackie, Brother Marcus, hit it with that. How beautiful our eyes are. One more time, real quick.
Yeah. You fired all us up with that one, brother. yeah, we fired up over here. Like, okay. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Brother Jackie.
Oh, okay. Well, since this is on me, I just want to quote this great scholar right here, Brother Shakir Bey, who says, Ahmed, it sounds like you have an amazing event to go to. So praise Allah. But look, Jock Nation, we want to support the marriage keepers. We're keeping marriages. This is a full-time job. And we thank Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia for accepting that responsibility, accepting that mission, accepting that. Everybody don't want that mission. So we thank you for accepting it. It's a weighty mission. You save marriages, you save the nation. Yes, strong nation, strong marriages. Strong marriages, strong nation. So definitely thank you all for your sacrifice, even doing all of this, raising a family, going to school. You're in school. I mean, you're doing everything that it takes to make this successful. So we really, really respect and honor what you're doing, and we honor, your presentation, and we honor how you all are growing with each other and sharing yourselves with us, that we can see that marriage does work. So may Allah continue to bless you and your families, and may Allah bless your youngest son to grab his wings and fly. I know daddy like it, but mom like, no, not yet.
Hey, that's what we train them to do.
Yeah, they got to fly. But yes. Praise Allah. May Allah bless y'all to be very successful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What happened? We lost. Did he go?
Yeah, it looked like we lost him. So
did he go to the event?
I think he already on the way.
I didn't mean to put this on. Did he leave?
I thought he was gonna pay for somebody. I guess he gave the money himself.
Okay. Oh, he back.
There you go.
Okay. Did he quit? We thought you went to the event, brother. Go ahead, Brother Kawi.
Once again, I enjoyed you two, brother Mark and Brother Cecilia. Like always, I always tell people, y'all like pretty much is represent the beginning journey of my life in Islam, and y'all know my struggle. Y'all know where I come from, and and I hope I'm not disappointing you at this stage of my life in Islam,
brother. Come on now.
But I really love what I wish I would have did. Like I kept avoiding you, Brother Marcus. I kept running from you, brother. And I tell you what, if Allah blesses me to get married again, I'm gonna run to you. I will not be missing an event. I would do like those young brothers do that sell water on the side of the road. I would do whatever I got to do to get the monies up to come to your events, because I look at this as a marriage tune-up. I know y'all say a retreat, but whether your marriage is struggling or doing good, just like a car, you got to give it a tune-up every so often. And I think this is what I hear when I hear what y'all are doing. And so, thank you for taking, like Jackie said, he said it perfectly. Thank you for taking on this mission, and I love the passion that you put into it. That's what I got. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just, and in our closing, we wanted to thank you both for coming on again. Am I frozen?
No,
Yeah, you were.
right.
You were, but you back.
Thank you all again for joining on and giving this information. Truth revealed in ignorance, Allah forgives us, and we have to ask for forgiveness and work and live in the present and teach others to be good examples and prepare for our future. This is from the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. So, we want to build a better future, and you both are such good examples. Not only good examples, but you're showing others how to be examples as well. And you're following the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan and teachings of the Honorable Most Honorable Elijahmuhammad. And we thank you both for all your hard work and sacrifice. Again, let's discuss coming back after this retreat. So we frozen again?
No, you're not frozen.
All right. Thank you both. And we look forward to hearing from you again. Have a successful event.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. And one more thing, if you have a couple that's having that wants to join the event and they don't seem to have the finances, we're able to support the online portion of it. So
Okay.
He said the online.
Ooh, that was a move. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Move. That's move.
Yes, sir.
That was a
The
move.
time.
all right. Black Nation, thank you all for joining. Prepare for next week. We're going to be getting more into our initiative in the prison ministry. Brother Marcus and Sister Celia, we're going on a mission to get the final call in the prisons. We want to start connecting with the inmates, our brothers and sisters behind bars, and give them a connection. So when they come out, they're locked in with a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And
Right.
it's such a rough exit from one institution to another.
Right.
Thank you all for joining. See you all next week. Oh, Brother Marcus, could you close us out in prayer? I always like to
Sure,
close out
brother.
and pray for our couples, our brothers and sisters that's going into marriage and that's in marriage. Let's close in that. Thank you, sir.
We pray in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. Praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, the beneficent, the most merciful, the master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve. Thee alone do we beseech for your aid and your assistance. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, the path upon those whom you have bestowed your favors, and not upon the path of whom wrath has been brought down. O Allah, please bless each and every couple as they are striving to hold their marriages together. Give them strength and wisdom and insight to comfort them and to be a vessel for each other, that we can pour into them the wisdom that Minister Farrakhan has so graciously given us. We thank you, we love you, we praise you, and we are so happy to be your servants. Thank you in the name of Elijahmuhammad. Thank you in the name of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Ameen.
All right, but Jackie.